So we got an article from Bloomberg publication. It says that Wall Street hiring has jumped, and that guaranteed payouts are back for the bankers. Oh, thank God. All right, so this Bloomberg article explains the different ways that Wall Street is back. In New York, 6,800 financial industry positions were added at the end of February through May. That's the largest three-month increase since 2008. Woo-hoo. The top five largest banks posted a combined net income of $16.2 billion in the first quarter alone, and three reported fixed income trading revenue. It was the highest combined profit for the banks since the second quarter of 2007, before the crash began. Now, there's 100 different ways they're taking our money. That $16.2 billion is your money, okay? Let me explain just one so you understand this isn't just me getting mad at their profits. Who cares if Nike makes a profit, Apple makes a profit? This isn't about that. They borrow at the Fed, which is basically our money because they're printing it on our behalf, at nearly 0%. And then one of the many things they do is they then lend it back to the Treasury, which is again us, at 4%. So that's just free money. They take it at 0 and they get it at 4. That's called highway robbery, right? That's part of why they're back to making record profits and hiring more and more people. Here is, okay, look at this, compensation. Firms are paying 30 to 40% more than what employees are expecting to earn to lure them from other banks this year. Competition among the robbers for who can rob the best. So 30 to 40% higher. And then it turns out, look at this, guaranteed bonuses are back, which are paid, I'm quoting Bloomberg here, which are paid regardless of an employee's or the company's performance. You can suck and your company can go bankrupt, but you're guaranteed to make money no matter what because it comes from the U.S. taxpayer. All right, and but don't worry, Kenneth Feinberg says that's the Obama administration's paymaster for the Wall Street, that the financial overhaul bill should limit excessive bonuses and lavish perks for Wall Street executives. The problem is, he says the bankers still don't get it. No, Kenneth Feinberg, you don't get it. They're never going to do it voluntarily. You can't be that stupid. No, the financial reform bill does not include any limit on those bonuses or those guarantees or those salaries. So there will be no limits. That's human nature. You think they're going to do it on their own? They don't get it. No, they get it. They're the only ones who do get it. They figured out how to take our money. So now let's get to what do they think about financial reform? How did Wall Street react? Again, quoting Bloomberg here. The removal of uncertainty regarding Congress's financial reform bill may reinforce the hiring rebound. A deal reached by members of a House and Senate conference last week diluted provisions from the tougher Senate bill, limiting rather than prohibiting the ability of federally insured banks to trade derivatives and invest in hedge funds or private equity funds. Meaning they're back. They're back to doing derivatives trading. They're back to doing proprietary trading with hedge funds, etc. And come to find out today, you remember that Volcker rule? And we got, I told you, JP Morgan Chase, as an example, would still be able to do 40% of the trading they already do. But hey, we got to block 60% of that 15 months from now. No. Turns out a late provision put into the bill says that the banks, if they feel like it, depending on their discretion, can continue to do that kind of proprietary trading until 2022. That's 12 years from now. And how many economic crashes from now? So the whole thing was a joke. Ha ha ha. And look at Wall Street laughing. Okay, so that's one quote for you guys. Here's another quote. Richard Lipstein, a managing director at Boyden Global Executive Search in New York, these are the guys that search out these executives and get them their compensation, says, quote, the overall mood on Wall Street is significantly better than it was last year. Because apparently we didn't do a damn thing to fix anything. Now, if you think that's not good enough testimony, here's Richard Parsons. He's the chairman of Citigroup, okay? One of the largest banks in the country. He says, measures in the financial reform bill will lead to the largest U.S. banks getting even bigger. Here's a direct quote. They will make it tougher for smaller competitors, and the big are going to get bigger. So if you thought we ended too big to fail, joke is on you, and the chairman of Citigroup doesn't mind telling it to your face. Ha ha! We're just going to get bigger and take more and more of your money. Fantastic. And last one here. Several recruiters said that there was clarity on financial regulation, and that could prompt hiring in derivatives sales and trading. Now, what did I tell you before? Derivatives are the riskiest parts of the gambling, and hence they make the most amount of money in the short term. And hence, when they crash, since they're the riskiest, they make your money in the short term, but they cause a collapse of everything else around them if they go badly. So now they're back to hiring and paying more and more to do more and more derivatives trading. Now, where do you think that ends up? That ends up with them hat in hand only a couple of years from now, not a couple of decades, a couple of years from now, coming to you and going, what can we do? We screwed up again. But you know what? We're going to need another bailout. Because it turns out we're still too big to fail. But we told you that earlier. Chairman of Citigroup came out and said it. Right after the financial reform, he rubbed your face in it. And what did you do about it? You hung a mission accomplished banner. What happened? Oh, too bad. Give me more money.